Hello and welcome to Amulya's Academy YouTube channel. We were discussing the linear search algorithm, and today let's write a Python program to implement linear search algorithm. The linear search program takes two inputs. One is a list of elements, usually integers, and the second one is a target element. So let's write the program to implement linear search algorithm. First, let's take the input. We need two inputs. In the Python file, first I'll take a list and I'll take list name as numbers. I'll take list directly. Second input is a target element. I'll take a variable called target and I'll take my target element as 1. And to perform linear search, we start by defining a function. Here def, and I'll take function name as linear search. We need two parameters, that is the two input for this linear search algorithm, that is a list of numbers as well as a target element. Right. Next, in linear search algorithm, we need to go through every element of the list one by one. For that, I'll use for loop here. For number in numbers, here number is a variable which will represent the elements in this numbers list one by one. Here numbers is a list. And we need to compare every element with the target value, whether it is our target value or not. So for that, we'll use if condition. We'll compare like this. For example, this is a numbers list. So initially number represent value 10. So we'll check whether 10 is our target value. 10 is equal to 1. If it is true, then we can return some value. For example, you can return true or false, or you can return 1 or 0, any value. Okay. This is when this condition is true, when the number is our target value. If it is not, if number is not equal to target, then what? Then we need to go to the next element, right? We need to compare the next element with the target. So I won't take else block for this if condition. If number is not equal to target, do nothing, go to the next element, right? So here we don't need else block for this if condition. Next, after completing this for loop, we are done with all the elements. We'll compare the numbers present in the list one by one with the target value. If we are done with all the elements and if we didn't find the target element, then this condition remains false and for loop ends. Then what? If for loop ends without executing this statement, then that means that target element is not present in the given list. So we can return some value. Here I'll return -1. So we are done with this function. In this function, we'll use for loop to go through every element of the list one by one. We'll use if condition to check whether our current number is target element or not. If it is true, we'll return 1. If it is not, if the target element is not present in the given list, we'll return -1. Done, right? Next here, to perform linear search, we need to call this function, right? So here, let's call this function. So here, this is the function call. And this function returns a value. It can return 1 or -1, but it will return a value. So for that, I'll use a variable to store that returned result. Variable name is result. Done. Next here, if result is not equal to -1, then what? If result is -1, then that means target element is not present in the numbers list. So if it is not equal to -1, then I'll print target is found message. Else, if result is -1, then is not found message. And now we are done. What we are doing here, first we'll take two inputs, then we'll define a function for linear search algorithm, this, and next we'll call that function, and this function returns a value. So based on that return result, we can print this found and not found message. Alright, let's execute this now. Save and execute. 1 is actually present in this list, so 1 is found in the list. So now if I take 100 as my target element, 100 is not found in this list. Next, if you want, you can print the index of the target element also. If the target element is present in the list, then you can print found message as well as its index. At what index it is present, you can print that also. For that, what you need to do is we need to change this for loop. Here we need index. Instead of number, we need index. So what we need to do is here I, and I'll use length function on this list. Here we'll get 6. If this is our list, then here length of numbers is 6, we'll get 6. Then I can use range function here. So range of 6, 0 to 6. So we'll get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. Okay, so we'll get its index. To get index, we can write like this. Then here you need to compare numbers of I. Because here I represents the index, then you can write like this. Then here instead of returning 1, you can return I. So it will return index. And here, while printing this, so let's save this and execute this. Let me take target element as 1, save and execute. 1 is found in this list at index 2, right? And if I take 4, 4 is found in index 4. Now next, here you can take user input for this list and target element. For that, here first list, so take a variable and use input function. Ask the user, and this is an integer value, so convert the input to integer. First, ask the user to mention how many elements you want in the list. If I want 5 elements, then we can take 5 user input. And here, instead of taking numbers directly, I'll use list comprehension method, all integer inputs. And you can print a message here like this. Then for target input function, done. We can take user input for numbers and target like this. For list, first we'll ask the user to enter how many elements he or she want in the list. Then we'll ask the user to enter the elements. We'll use list comprehension method to create this list, right? Then for target element, use input function and ask the user to enter the target element. Done. Let's save this and execute this. Okay, save and execute. How many elements you want in the list? I want 5 elements, so I'll enter 5. Enter the elements. So I'll enter 12, 3, 4, 11, 2. Enter the target element. I'll enter target element as 2. 2 is found in the list at index 4. I'll take 4 elements, 12, 3, 3, 4. 3 is found at index 1. Okay, so this is about linear search program. That's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will meet you in next class. Till then, take care.